Hello and welcome to another tutorial by LearnPythonTutorial.com, and today we're going to be talking about division in Python. There's two different types of division in Python 3, and the first one is true division, which is represented by a symbol like this, a backslash, and floor division was indicated by a symbol, two symbols like this, two backslashes. Um, the first one, true division, will return a remainder in a floating point number, and the second one, floor division, will actually round down to the next either integer or float, depending on what we use in the equation. So let's go ahead and fire up our Python 3 interpreter, and let's try some division. Let's do 90 divided by 3. Hit return, we get 30. Now, this is called true division. And in true division, we get floating point numbers always, no matter what we use. So if I did 90.0 divided by 3, it's going to return it as a float. Alright, so let's try some more. Let's do 89 divided by 3, and we get 29.6666, and we get this really long number. Now, in previous tutorials, we talked about how inaccurate floats can be due to the fractions. Floats converted to fractions, fractions converted back to floats, and how they're inaccurate. So when you're using true division, you're most likely going to have to use the round built-in function or use the module called decimal to fix these numbers. Now, we're not going to cover that in this tutorial. We showed you in previous tutorials how to use round or the decimal module to fix these numbers. So if you haven't seen them, go ahead, go back and check out either one, round or the decimal module, and you'll learn how to fix these issues. Now, true division and floor division. When you're building a program, you got to decide, do I want an accurate number, which would be true division, a very accurate number, or do I want a close to it number, but it doesn't need to be perfect, and that would be floor division. So let's take a look at floor division. Let's do 89 divided by floor division, two backslashes, 3. Hit return, we get 29. See, it rounds down. 29.6, and it rounds down to 29. What happens if we do 89.0, floor division, 3? Now we get it as a float. So if we use a float in the equation, we're going to get a float returned to us. Alright, so the difference between the two that you need to understand when writing programs is if you use regular division, you're going to get a very accurate number, but the accuracy on the float could be a little bit off. So to fix that or curb that problem, we use round built-in function, which is round, like that, or we use the decimal module, which we can import decimal, like this, to fix these issues. So if you need accurate numbers, you use the first one with a single slash, which is true division, or if you need somewhat close numbers, use floor division. So let's practice a couple more. Let's do a couple more true and a couple more floor divisions, and then I suggest you try some on your own and get used to how this all works. So let's do 67 divided by 45, 1.48888. So all the numbers here afterwards are the remainder. Alright, let's try 9800 divided by 56, and we get 175. Alright, 0.0. So remember, with true division, we're always going to get a float. Now let's try some floor division. Let's do 67, or 67,809. And floor divide that by 87, we get 779. Okay. When you use floor division, we never get a remainder, and it always rounds down. So if we use 89,000.456, 4 divided by 56.7.98976, we do return, and we get 156. Now we use floating point numbers here, in our equation, so we're going to get floating point numbers back. So that's the basics of division in Python. Key points to remember is true division with 1 backslash up here, this is true division, is more accurate than floor division. This is floor division. Alright. True division, you get a remainder. With floor division, you get no remainder. Floor division always rounds down. In floor division, if you want a float, you got to make your number in the equation a float. True division always returns a float. And if you're using true division and you want to round your numbers, you're going to have to use the round built-in function or the decimal module. If you have any questions, leave a comment on YouTube or on our website at learnpythontutorials.com. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.